throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Okay, so let's jump right in with 7 reasons why narcissism seems more prevalent nowadays. Number 1, we're living in a digital culture, and it makes narcissistic behavior look normal. Social media rewards image, status, validation, and attention. Dating apps reward low accountability, instant gratification, endless options, ghosting, and highlight real personas. You're seeing people through a filter, literally and psychologically, which can create the appearance of grandiosity, vanity, and self-centeredness everywhere you look, and it might be there. But narcissism, or at least true narcissism, also involves lack of empathy, entitlement, and exploitation. And if you've lived through narcissistic abuse, you know that it's way more than the self-focused behavior that we're all seeing online. Reason number 2 is a cheating culture, which makes narcissistic choices so much easier. In the past, cheating required a lot more effort, planning, and real-world opportunities. Today, technology gives people constant access to attention, validation, and temptation. Old flames pop up on Facebook, boundaries blur on Instagram, emotional affairs start in what look like innocent work chats. And because access is so easy and consequences are not immediate, people make impulsive, self-serving decisions that are narcissistic. However, cheating doesn't automatically mean the person is a narcissist. Often these choices come from immaturity, avoidance, and insecurity rather than a full-blown personality disorder. Number 3, modern parenting has shifted dramatically. And it's not just parents who are clearing all obstacles and sheltering kids. It's teachers, coaches, and authority figures creating comfort and constant validation. And this is a huge shift compared to how many of us grew up. When I was a kid, parents were authoritative, disciplinarian, and often heavy-handed both physically and psychologically. I can't tell you how many times I heard, "Stop your crying or I'll give you something to cry about." And it was often followed by a backhand or a kick in the ass. And that was normal. Now, I'm not saying it was healthy or good, but it created a generation of parents who overcorrected in the opposite direction. Snowplow and helicopter parenting came from a place of love, of not wanting to do what our parents did to us. but the long-term effect can be entitlement, low frustration.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2026. The voice of reason back in the building, ready to get it going once again. You already know what it is. You already know how I do. Come on, I got to press you. At the beginning of 2025, we did a topic on narcissism. I said we're going to do another topic on narcissism at the beginning of 2026. But this is a slightly different kind of narcissistic topic. The narcissistic paradox, right? It is not the narcissist's fault. This fascinating exploration delves into the reasons behind our love and inexplicable attraction to egocentricity in others. The narcissistic paradox. Why we keep calling it them when it is us also. I'm interested to know, why are we fascinated by narcissists or narcissistic traits? Are they that confident that you believe they are good people? Do they have that much charisma and swagger that they are somehow irresistible? Entertaining? Right? Intriguing? The most interesting man or woman alive. Is that what it is? It's not just the narcissist. Why do we fawn over the narcissist? Right? Or over narcissistic traits? Tonight's show is not about narcissists. Tonight's show is about the narcissistic paradox. The fact that we keep saying the problem is them when the issue also lives within us, in our attachment wiring or our nervous systems, our culture, our spiritual cravings, and our private incentives. Listen, if somebody paid your bills, would you deal with their narcissism? If somebody took all of the worries away from you, would you deal with them like, all right, fine, just take care of everything? Would that be enough? Come on, let's stop pretending. If narcissists cause the entire problem by themselves, then they would not keep getting invited back into our lives. Why do we invite them back into our lives? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. The voice of reason back again for 2026, ready to cook. People do not merely run into egocentristic partners or ego-centric partners. People orbit them. Why do good people orbit quote-unquote toxic people? We're not here to pathologize narcissists. But why do so-called good people or victims of narcissistic abuse, why do they orbit those types of folk? Right? People do not merely run into egocentric partners. They orbit them. People stay, right? People explain. People spiritualize. That's a big piece. People romanticize. And then people act surprised when the outcome matches the design. So here's the controversial question that will offend your ego immediately. What if the narcissist functions less like a villain and more like a psychological tool you keep selecting? Not because you lack intelligence, but because your system has incentives. What are the incentives that keeps an egocentric person in our lives? What do they bring to the table that makes our lives better? No, this is deep tonight. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know from you. Clinically, your body does not chase what feels healthy. Your body chases what is recognizable, what feels recognizable, what feels familiar, right? If early love requires performance, vigilance, or emotional guessing. Now, when we say early love, we're talking about early childhood. That's what we're talking about, right? If early love requires performance vigilance or emotional guessing, then adult chemistry can turn into a biological misread. Arousal, for instance, can get labeled as intimacy. A cortisol spike gets baptized as destiny. You call it sparks, your nervous system might call it threat-based activation, right? And spirituality, oh my goodness. This is where the game gets hella slick. You call it karmic. Ooh, you call it karmic. You call it fate. You call it a lesson. You call it a mirror. You call it shadow work. Or you might even call it growth. But if the spiritual story removes accountability, then it becomes anesthesia, an anesthetic, right? Not an awakening. Pain becomes proof, endurance becomes holiness, self-erasure becomes some type of twisted maturity, I guess. Right? That is not transcendence. Right? That is a metaphysical costume over a nervous system that really never learned what safety actually is. So on tonight's Voice of Reason, we ask the question nobody wants to answer. This is hard. What's the payoff? Right? Dr. Phil would say, what's your payoff? What's the payoff, man? Why are you doing this to yourself? What's the payoff? What payoff do you protect when you keep choosing someone who humiliates you? And why do you defend that payoff as love instead of addiction? Right? Because the narcissistic partner offers what your unresolved parts craved. Now, what are your unresolved parts? Is this the orphaned you that was orphaned by you? I'm interested to know. 1-800-920-1580. Is this the part of you that you run from that you can't face? I'm interested to know. 1-800-920-1580. Right? The narcissistic partners offer what your unresolved parts crave. What is that? They may offer certainty when you do not trust yourself. Is that why a narcissistic partner appears to be attractive? Because they're some type of caretaker to you? I'm interested to know. They offer dominance when you fear equal responsibility. I'm going to let them handle it. If you fear equal responsibility, I guess you're looking for dominance or looking to be dominated, right? They offer intermittent reward that trains your dopamine like a slot machine. I don't want this from anybody. Intermittent reward? That means you're going to reward me sometime and then ignore me other time. I don't want that. They offer drama that keeps you too busy to sit in stillness, because stillness would bring grief, and grief would demand adulthood. 1-800-920-1580. I'm interested to know, why are we so attracted to narcissistic type folk? Right? Did Drake have a narcissistic injury when Kendrick destroyed him? Was that a narcissistic injury, going to sue over a rap battle? You just couldn't take a L? Narcissists don't like to lose. They can't lose. They can't be wrong. They can't be corrected. Why are we attracted to these types of people? Listen to what I'm saying. They offer drama. And I'm not saying Drake is a narcissist. I'm just saying that looked really weird. But we're attracted to these people. We put them on a pedestal. They become superstars, right? Read that again, Zoe. They offer drama that keeps you too busy to sit in stillness because stillness would bring grief and grief would demand adulthood. Wow. This is the part that will trigger the healed people. Many of you do not fear narcissists. You fear reciprocity. Reciprocity demands presence. It demands repair. It demands boundaries. It demands that you stop hiding behind your empathy, stop performing goodness, stop using suffering as your identity, and stop calling chaos passion. Right? Because if calm feels boring, then calm threatens your identity. Calm threatens your story. Calm forces the question, who are you without the treadmill? Why do we like toxic people? Why are they so sexy, so addictive, so alluring, so mysterious? I want to know. 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on complete fire. When I come forward, we're going to keep this fire lit.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
There's a light that cannot shine until you come into my life, and love reveals you will be the one for me. And I'll give you all I have to give, all the love, all the joy my heart can give, hoping you will share the same with me. Come share my love. Come share my love. Come share my joy. Come share my joy. Come share my love. Won't you come share with me, pretty baby? Come into my life, share love.
We had raised the question of the distinction between the notion that I must be responsible for my action and just being responsible. I was sitting here thinking to myself, oh, why can't we go on? So perhaps we could start at that point. Would that be agreeable?
Sir, there is a very definite distinction between responsible for and being responsible. If being responsible for implies a direction, a directed will, but the feeling of responsibility implies responsibility for everything, not in a direction, in any one particular direction. Responsible for education, responsible for politics, responsible the way I live, responsible for my behavior. It's a total feeling of complete responsibility, which is the ground in which action takes place.
Let's go. Listen, we started early. We done brought K into the conversation. Krishnamurti. You already know how I feel about Brother Murti. We call him Uncle Hurty around here because he drops jewels, bombs. But let me say this. You know what I get from a lot of people in the street who see me? They be like, hey, man, love your show, bro. I be listening. They don't call in. But then I will get the backhanded compliment. You know, sometimes, man, them conversations be too deep. What if you're just intellectually lazy? Let's just be fair. It's 2026. Don't we want another experience? What is prevalent in our community? Tonight's topic is about the prevalence of narcissistic tendencies, and they seem to be attractive to more and more and more of us, right? Why is that? Right? We start doing a little research. We start to find out that empathy is starting to dry up. Why is that? Technology is on the rise. Intimacy or empathy is starting to dry up, right? Narcissism or narcissistic traits are on the rise. Why is that? How and why are narcissists or narcissistic tendencies becoming so appealing? Culturally, we live in a world that rewards self-promotion and confuses visibility with value. Is that not OnlyFans? Is that not IG? Is that not Facebook? Is that not X? Right? Attention equals value. Right? We live in attention economies that amplify confidence theater, not emotional attunement. So if narcissism is not rising in some clean generational way, exposure, tolerance, and reward for grandiosity absolutely have. What is I'm a baller? I'm out here doing it. What is you're broke? Your life is nothing. This is what the music is conveying. This is what the television is conveying. And the person who's saying it is perceived as some type of OG, some type of real one. Now, I'm calling you out. You don't want to do the intellectual, psycho-spiritual work internally about relationships. Don't get on the radio, start talking this stuff. Oh, this is too deep. But then when you attract someone with narcissistic tendencies, they might not be a narcissist, but when you attract them and they wreak havoc in your life, you go, let me go back to that episode that Zoe covered. You want to deal with it when the problem is bleeding all over your spirit. You don't want to prepare yourself before when I come forward. The voice of reason is going to the phone lines. I want to talk to you too.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Mayor Andre Dickens and 7 newly elected Atlanta City Council members were officially sworn in Monday during a ceremony at Georgia State University's Convocation Hall.
I am deeply humbled to stand before you today as I begin a second term as the mayor of the city of Atlanta.
Dickens thanks supporters for entrusting him to do the job for another 4 years. Sharon Owens is outlining her vision as Syracuse, New York's new mayor. In her inaugural address, Owens pledged to focus on opportunity, equity, and long-term growth. Owens is the city's first African-American mayor and the second woman to lead Syracuse. And rapper Megan Thee Stallion is celebrating a new business milestone as an official Popeyes franchise owner. The Houston rapper recently opened her first location in Miami and shared the moment on social media. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. For 40 years, I have had the privilege, and I don't use that word lightly, the privilege of sitting down with presidents, world leaders, authors, artists, activists, the folk who shape our world. Thousands of conversations, tens of thousands of questions. And somewhere along the way, I realized that the art of conversation is dying. So here's what I'm going to do about it. I am now going to teach what these almost 40 years have taught me, how to have conversations that matter. 6 courses, from the anatomy of a great conversation to generous listening as a superpower to handling difficult exchanges without losing your dignity or your mind. Go to TavisTalks.com right now. That's TavisTalks.com. Download the free guide, see what's coming, sign up to be the first to know when we launch the series. Conversation is a skill, and like any skill, it can be taught. I'll see you in class.
Still battling a thirsty lawn that guzzles water and drains your wallet? Let LADWP turn that patch of grass into a gorgeous, drought-smart garden for free. We're talking a full California-friendly landscape makeover designed and installed by pros at no cost to you. That's right, LADWP does the work, you get the upgrade. Ready to transform your yard and save big? Visit ladwp.com/leap. That's ladwp.com/LEAP.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Girl, you are to me all that a woman should be, and I dedicate my life to you always.
A love like yours is rare. It must have been sent from up above, and I know you'll stay this way for always. And we both know that our love will grow and forever.
No, Andy.
It will be.
Let me tell you something. Hold on, Andy. You know what was a great record that was probably as good as this record by the same group? If Your Heart Isn't in It. Woo! Listen, man. Atlantic Star. Hey. 1985, ladies and gentlemen. Flashback grooves on the voice of reason.
It's a fragile situation. It could fall apart heart at any time. And none would be the wiser except you and I.
It seems that we've stopped talking, like we're afraid to disagree. Oh. And after all we've been through, can we still be that naive? Hey, if your heart isn't in it, why can't you tell me so? If my heart wasn't in it, I'd have gone long ago.
If you grew up with two parents that stayed together and one of them had narcissistic tendencies, let's say you had a mom that told you how you need to be, did not hear any of your feelings, did not celebrate your emotions, shamed you, those kind of things. If you had one parent that was like that and another parent that stayed with that person, often the other parent we look at and go, they were wonderful, but the first parent was all bad and off. But one thing I want to point out is that other parent had to become some type of passive or quiet or not share their feelings. You might be like, mom was a crazy narcissist, but dad was so soft and peaceful. But what you might not know is dad didn't stand up for himself and often didn't stand up for you too. When you have that parental dynamic, you can trick yourself into a passive-aggressive person is safe and a person that feels their emotions is dangerous. You still deserve someone that feels their emotions, but in a safe way. So do not associate feeling emotions as dangerous, especially if they do it in a safe way.
Wow, who is that? Who is that? Kyle Cease, yet again. My team is reaching out to Kyle. We're going to get him on the Voice of Reason for 2026. I promise you. We're going after him. We're going after everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, man, KBLA, Zoe Williams, the VOR. We're going to continue hitting you upside your dome piece on your way home from Jones Beach with this type of content. I want us to value relationships differently, but I do believe we have to get deeper. We have to peel the layers back a little further and stop being so reluctant to go to the deep end of the pool. Relationships should not be just vacations and whipped cream. It should be more. It should be more than just sex and martinis. You understand? So we've got callers on the line. And I want to get the callers in here because we're talking about our seemingly inexplicable attraction to people with narcissistic traits, narcissistic tendencies, or even narcissists outright. Why are they so attractive? Ladies, brothers, call in and share your story. I got callers on the line. I want to get them in right now. Nikki from the SIP, Mississippi in the house. Nikki, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I got answers.
I'm listening. Give me the answers.
On December 19th, I sent you something to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
It's from a psychologist from Africa, and he's talking about firstborn daughters, but he addresses this issue of why we like narcissists.
Mm.
And you got to go back and hear that.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back.
It's so important. I promise. I even said you and Precious got to do a thing off of just that.
Mm.
But what he said about narcissists rang the gong. That's why I sent it to you. Narcissists have the energy to carry what you're talking about.
Ooh.
And because they stay unemotional or they're not attached to the other person emotionally, it looks attractive. I mean, think about it. If you take all of humanity away, which is basically what we do,
mm-hmm.
if you're in crisis, even if you are a somewhat healed person, and the weight, EIGHT, of daily living has got you, especially if you were a female, one of the things you want is to be rescued or to find a person, place to put whatever the weight is you're carrying.
Mm.
And a narcissist can do that because they got energy like that.
I like this. Keep going. I'm listening. Yes, yes.
And because we are so conditioned societally away from the humanity part of things, we are driven in the direction of relief.
Wow. So wait a minute.
I'm telling you.
Wait,
gotta go listen to
hold
it.
on. You telling me the narcissist provides some type of relief?
Absolutely, because they can, yes.
Is it like a trade-off? Is it really relief or is it just a trade-off? Don't answer that.
It's a trade-off.
Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, Nikki from the SIP done set us on fire. If you want to join the discussion, you already know the protocol. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beat when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Z-E-L-M-I-N-S, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
my. Yes, yes. My.
Times in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow.
Some people aren't talking to you because they're tired of talking to you. It's not because they haven't had a conversation with you previously, okay? It's not because they're holding a grudge or giving you the silent treatment or expecting you to just figure it out. No. At some point in time, these people may have recognized in previous conversations, them talking to you is not going to change your character. And whatever conversation they're having with you is not the same one you're having with yourself. And it shows. There's one thing we don't talk about enough is the emotional and mental fatigue that comes with talking to a person who has no desire or will to change. And also the subtle manipulation that might be present in that, okay? There's a difference between conflict resolution that people are preaching about and character deflection that people are not saying out loud, okay? There's performative diplomacy. You know, people who are going around saying, well, you should just be able to talk to me. Tell me what I did wrong, okay? Or if you don't tell me, I don't know. Or if you don't tell me, we don't have a problem, or I can't stand non-confrontational people. And if you listen a little bit closer, they are always expecting or demanding that the other person comes and does the work. They treat another person's problem like a PowerPoint presentation or a case that they now have to defend. You have to present the case, present evidence. All I have to do is sit back and confirm or deny. See, people have recognized you are not a safe space because when they do address an issue, well, you become combative. Or you deflect, use Darvo tactics. Now you're the victim, okay? Or you drudge up your own transgressions. And now they walk away confused like they've been talking to themselves the entire time. You are not safety. All right? And let's be clear. There is some validity to addressing an issue because sometimes people may not know what they've done wrong. However, we are adults. We have been around for a very long time, which means that to some degree, we know exactly how we move through the world.
That's Isaiah Furselli. He's always cooking with the rarest grease. He just ran through that really quickly. He mentioned Darvo. Darvo, deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender, right? That's what DARVO, Darvo, deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. This is a narcissistic tactic that is used quite often to gaslight and, just manipulate and Listen, let's do the work tonight. You know why relationships are not working? Because many of us are intimate strategists. We're intimate strategists because we're inherently insecure. Okay? Okay, we got to stop putting the onus just on the narcissist. There is a dance between narcissists, come on now, and who else? Codependents. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They have a relationship like two entangled particles. Einstein called those two entangled particles spooky action at a distance. He didn't believe that something can move faster than the speed of light. It was proven that those two particles, when you change one, the other one changes almost instantaneously. They're entangled across billions of light years. They can be entangled across billions of light years. And when one changes, the other one can change instantaneously and does change instantaneously, right? The narcissist and the codependent are orbiting each other. Why are we attracted to the narcissist? We are a victim-based culture. We so want attention, we want validation, but we also want to blame when it doesn't go right. Why are we attracted in the first place? Nikki from the SIP was cooking and giving us some good insight on this. Nikki, can you finish?
Well, if the answer to your question is both. It's a trade-off, for sure, for one. And for the other person in this equation, because if I'm the person that needs to offload it somewhere, it's a trade-off for me because I know you're a narcissist and you're not emotionally attached. But you got the energy to carry whatever it is for me, even for a little while. So you have codependency, you got transactional going on all the time. And you have to remember, too, most of us don't recognize codependent behaviors in ourselves.
Wow. We're totally oblivious to it.
Right, because we aren't conditioned to think about those behaviors within ourselves. You can see it out here somewhere, other folks, but not inwardly.
Right.
So it makes sense that, you need to put whatever the it is, and then you run into the energy that can hold whatever your it is, then it becomes attractive to you.
Wow.
Food for thought.
I love it. And I love you. You brought in 2026 with a bang. You already know who it is. It's Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, guess what you just did?
I brought the SIP in the building, and I still love everybody.
Whoop, whoop. If you want to bring your city in the building, the VOR is taking 2026 calls. Again, I'm going to say it again. Culturally, we live in a world that rewards self-promotion and confuses visibility with value. We live in attention economies that amplify confidence theater, not emotional attunement. So even if narcissism is not rising in some clean generational way, exposure, tolerance, and reward for grandiosity absolutely have. That means you are not just dating individuals, you are dating an entire culture that trained people to brand themselves and call it authenticity. That's my brand, You know what? Being with you is off-brand for me. So tonight's conversation is not how do I spot a narcissist, right? That's child-level work. Tonight's conversation is what part of you needs the narcissist to remain coherent to yourself? What part of you stays, right? The good one. So you never have to set a boundary, 1-800-920-1580. What part of you calls disrespect a challenge so you can keep pursuing? I'm asking you, why do you want the narcissist? Or those who have narcissistic tendencies. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. What part of you confuses intensity with meaning because ordinary presence would force you to face yourself? Oh, you're boring. You're not even interesting. See, you need interesting so you don't settle down in a quiet moment and find a piece of yourself that you misplaced on purpose. That's why you need excitement, movement. What are we doing? Where are we going? I know we went somewhere last night, but we need to go somewhere this morning. And then we need to go somewhere this evening. What part of you uses spiritual language to keep pain above evaluation? No, that was supposed to happen and it couldn't have happened any other way. Did you see the oak tree? The wind was blowing to the left. This has to happen the way it happened. No. Look at yourself. Don't look for justifications for why you co-create a reality you claim you don't want. This show is a truth threshold test. We are going to separate desire from dysregulation, love from adrenaline, compassion from self-betrayal, spiritual depth from disassociation. Come on, and chemistry from childhood rehearsal. Most of you are in a reenactment, and you don't even know it. You don't know why you're reenacting what broke you in the first place. But because it's familiar, you don't mind being broken again. Because the paradox ends only when you stop asking, why are there so many narcissists? First off, why are you attracted to them? What incentives keeps me in proximity to ego, to unchecked ego? Ask yourself, ladies, what are the incentives that keeps you in proximity to unchecked ego? I always get the bad boy. I always get the negative one. Why? No mindfulness, no self-introspection. The Scientologists might call it self-auditing. No self-auditing. We're not doing none of it. What are we doing? What identity dies if you choose to love yourself first? I know if you feel offended right now, good. I'm talking about your relationship. I know so many people that are having those kinds of relationships. What payoff do you protect when you keep choosing someone who humiliates you? And why do you defend that payoff as love rather than addiction? When you call the relationship karmic or fated, what accountability do you attempt to evade, and what fear do you silence through that label? Which part of you treats emotional starvation as proof of depth? And how did your upbringing train you to worship scarcity? When I come forward, I'm going to the phone line. One of my favorite callers is back in the house. You already know what it is. We got to set up some special music for it. When we come forward, we about to keep the fire lit.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Mayor Andre Dickens and 7 newly elected Atlanta City Council members were officially sworn in Monday during a ceremony at Georgia State University's Convocation Hall.
I am deeply humbled to stand before you today as I begin a second term as the mayor of the city of Atlanta.
Dickens thanks supporters for entrusting him to do the job for another 4 years.